The culmination of prophetic events make up almost 1/3 of the entire Bible. The findings that on any given day, only 2% of sermons contained anything prophetic means that churches are intentionally marginalizing the topic.
I think that when you take 30% of the Bible and you ignore it, then your understanding of the other 70% is going to be flawed. The Bible cannot be dissected, and you cannot just choose what you want.
As to why it is that Christians today are dismissive of the Lord's return. I would connect the dots with biblical illiteracy. And here's the thing, I'm sad to say that it's the fault of the pastor behind the pulpit.
Churches are going to tell you, you know what? I want to live my full life. I want to see my children grow up. I want to see my I don't want to think about end of the world issues. And I think that is what so threw me, is that the fact that the King is coming, we have a glorious home prepared for us, we're going to go to that place eternally, became negative, became a downer.
But the bigger problem is that you cannot remove prophecy from the Bible without also removing the return of Christ.
I absolutely believe that the rapture is a fundamental belief in Christianity. Eschatology, Bible prophecy, is of paramount importance. Nearly 1/3 of the Bible is prophecy. So you cannot have the whole counsel of God without also having the prophetic word of God. It's the gospel. The gospel is that Jesus came, he was crucified, buried, rose again on the third day, and is coming back again one day. If you take the return of Jesus Christ out of the gospel, you got the gospel out.
But even worse yet, the unintended result of prophecy being systematically removed from churches and educational institutes is that the world is forgetting why prophecy exists in the first place. It's so that God can prove to the world that He is God. The point to all of this is that if you remove prophecy from the Bible, you remove the proof that the Bible is from a divine source. It would place the remaining scriptures of the Bible on par with other religious teachings in the world. With all things perceived as equal, the Bible would be seen as no more relevant or divine than any other so-called holy book.
Oh, this is actually why it is that young people today want nothing to do with the church. That the number one reason that many today don't believe is because there's no evidence. You know what's interesting is Jesus said, I have told you what's going to happen before it happens, so when it happens, you will believe that I am. Right. There is so much evidence, and the problem is that many today do not believe because they do not see the evidence that is there.
And only one thing could come from this: a falling away of those that believe Christ will return, and even in the validity of the Bible itself. A terrifying trend that has already begun.